Don't sell your home in the greater Philadelphia area in 2024. So before I tell you the reasons why you don't want to sell your home right now, I'm also going to go over some reasons why you might want to think about selling your home because it's very situational. If you get some value out of this video, you like what you hear, make sure to subscribe to the channel, give us a like, drop us a comment, or if you want to talk about whether it makes sense to do this or not, schedule a call with our team on the link in the comments. So a lot of people should not be thinking about selling their home in 2024. Right now, we're seeing mortgage rates at this point in time coming in at the 7 to 7.25 range. And 90+% of homeowners have a rate that's 6% or less. So we've got these interest rates that don't make it that advantageous to go buy another property. Now, if you're buying cash or you're doing something else, it's a little different story. But one of the reasons, and probably the number one reason you shouldn't sell your home is if you've got a lower interest rate, because that has now become an asset. A 3%, 4% rate is now an asset for a lot of people. You've got this low interest payment, and even if you want to get into a bigger home, get into a smaller home, the cost of money is going to be higher, and it doesn't look like these rates are going to come down substantially as we head into the rest of the year. Some of the predictions are from Fannie Mae, the Mortgage Bankers Association, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, are that we're going to see similar rates to what we have now in the low 7s, maybe high 6 range in the first quarter, and they could get into the 6s, maybe high 5s by the second half of 2024. So the number one reason you don't want to sell your home right now is because you've got a lower rate that's keeping your payment down. The second reason you want to hold off selling your home is because prices are going up. Prices are projected by the Home Price Expectation Survey. And if you don't know what that is, that's 100 plus economists that make predictions for a living, and they survey all of them. And the average of their predictions is that we're going to see 2 to 5% appreciation year over year for the next 5 years in the US. So prices are still going up, meaning you've got an asset that's going to go up in value, and that's going to continue to build your net worth while you've got a fixed payment with it if you have the home financed. If it's not financed and you own it cash, that's even more advantageous because there's not a lot of money there. So prices going up, there's no predictions that prices are going down. You'd have to see a substantial amount of inventory come to the market in order for that to happen, and that's just not the case right now. And because of that, what we've seen is that days on market's still very low. It's actually lower than where it was pre-pandemic, showing there's still a lot of demand in the market. So until that demand goes away, you're not going to see prices come down. And the third reason you don't want to sell your home in 2024 is because, let's face it, moving is a pain in the rear. It is not fun. It's one of the top 3 most stressful things people go through. So unless you got a real need to make a move, moving's not something where people get excited and they're like, hey, great, it's moving day, let's go. Nobody says that ever. It's one of the most stressful days. I see it happen to folks all the time in our line of work. I've been through it myself. They're getting very little sleep. They're moving stuff all around. They're hot, they're sweaty, they're running up and down the stairs. You don't know where anything is. Moving sucks. So that's a major reason you don't want to make a move. The stress involved, just coordinating the movers, contractors, furniture delivery. Think about all the moving parts there, on top of making sure your real estate transaction is going to close on time, which we know how to do that at our team, but some people, they go with these rogue lenders, they overpromise and underdeliver. All those things that happen, moving sucks, and it's something that if you can avoid it, it's going to help you. And then the fourth reason you don't want to make a move is because there's transaction costs involved. And if you're happy where you are and you've got a lower payment and you like where you live, there's a cost to making a move. It all costs money. All the things we talked about. You've got real estate transaction costs when you're buying and selling. You've got the cost of movers. You've got the change in what a monthly payment could be based on rates. So there is a cost involved with this. So those are really the 4 reasons you don't want to make a move and don't sell your home in 2024. However, there are some good reasons to sell a property in 2024. So let me go over those with you. One is, if it's right for your family, then that's the time to make a move. If it's right for your household, that's the time to make a move, because you might have a really long commute somewhere. You might just have gotten a brand new job. You might have an expanding family. You might have some kids on the way. You might be someone that's getting married, starting a life with someone. It could be a situation where you've lost somebody. There's a death in the family and the home's too much to maintain and you don't want to live there anymore because of the memories. It could be maybe someone's splitting up, right? And they're getting divorced. Unfortunately, this stuff happens. That's not a good situation to be in, living in the same house together. Maybe your kids are out of school. Maybe you're in a spot where you just don't want to live in the house anymore. You want to move somewhere else because of local taxation laws, like we see in Philadelphia, where you've got the city wage tax. So there's a lot of reasons that it does make sense to move, despite everything that's going on in the market. And that's going to really be based on your personal assessment of your living situation. Do you want to still live there? Do you have a reason to live there? Is it convenient for your job? And a lot of the other life events that we talked about. That's really the reason to sell more than anything else in any market, whether it's now, in 2023, 2024, or beyond. That's number one. You've got to do what's best for you, what's best for your household, and everyone that's involved with that. And that's the first reason to sell your home in 2024, is because of a life event that makes that decision make a ton of sense for you and all the people involved in your life. Now, there's also some good things, right? So we're seeing that demand is still strong. I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to put this chart up here. We can see where days on market is right now. Days on market at this point in time is still less than pre-pandemic. That shows you how strong demand is. Days on market's a major indicator of what's happening with demand, how fast homes are selling, and what people want. And when you see demand less than where it was pre-pandemic, during that unicorn market where everything went a little, bananas, if you will. We saw homes selling very quickly. It was a pretty incredible thing that happened, and it was a finite period in time. We're still seeing low days on market, which means there's a lot of buyers out there still looking to buy despite higher interest rates. So that's number one. Demand has not slowed down, and that's a really good thing that we have happening. Secondly, as we're seeing lower competition. So if you've been thinking about making a move and you're looking at what the competition looks like and how many homes you're going to be competing with, the best time for a seller to have their home on the market is when the neighbors don't. That is number one. That is very, very clear. So if there's not a lot of competition, and right now in the greater Philadelphia area, we've seen inventory start to creep up a little bit in the fourth quarter, but it's still historically much lower. We're at about a month and a third supply in the suburban counties and around a 4-month supply in the city of Philadelphia. The number you want to keep an eye on here is a 6-month supply. And what month supply means is how long it would take for all the existing inventory to sell if nothing new came on the market. So you look at that month supply of inventory, and when that gets to 6, that's when buyers and sellers have some even negotiating ground. We're not really close to that. And Philadelphia is such a diverse city. You want to look at like zip code by zip code, neighborhood by neighborhood. I'm giving you some generalities here, so all the more reason to schedule a call with us if you are thinking about making a move, so we can give you the exact local information. We live in a very large metro area. So there's not a lot of inventory out there right now. And when there's less homes on the market, that means you're going to get a better price and better terms. The third reason you want to be thinking about selling your home in 2024 is that price appreciation has started to normalize. So since the beginning of the pandemic, according to Zillow, we saw a 49% increase in home values. 49%, right? That's in 3 years. Incredible number. It's never happened in the history of real estate at that clip. It's unbelievable. So a 49% increase in 3 years, that's tremendous. You've seen massive equity, so congratulations if you're a homeowner. Now, what the predictions are, again, according to this home price expectation survey, is that in 2024, we're going to see about a 2 to 3% appreciation in home values year over year. And that number is probably not going to get much higher than 5 over the next 5 years. So more than 5% a year over the next 5 years. So we're seeing price appreciation normalize. So if you sold in 21 and didn't buy something else, you might have missed out on some appreciation, right? But now that things are normalizing, it's a little easier to realize that, hey, I could hold it longer, but what's that mean for my situation, the people involved in my life, my household, everything we talked about? And reason number one, you want to think about selling your home in 2024. And the next reason that you want to think about selling your home in 2024 is that rates are going to be coming down. We talked about this. I'm going to put this prediction slide up there from the Resi Club and Lance Lambert so you can see what the predictions are for mortgage rates for the rest of 2024. As rates come down, and you can see a lot of people are predicting in the 6s or the low 7s, right where we are right now when we're filming this video, and we know it's a day-by-day thing. When rates come down, more sellers are going to come in the market because the lock-in effect is not going to be the case. That lock-in effect is what we talked about and a reason why you don't want to sell your home, because people have a 3 or a 4 and they're worried about the cost of what it's going to take for them to make a move. So if rates come down, there's going to be more sellers that come to the market, meaning more inventory, more competition, meaning less buyers lined up to buy your property. So we covered a lot here. There's a lot of great reasons to hold on and not make a move, and there's a lot of great reasons to make a move and sell your property in 2024. Specifics are what matter. If you want to schedule a call with our team, get in touch with the link in the comments. And if you got some value out of this, subscribe and like the video.